What's going on, Sky Squad? We are back in the building. Oh, yes, we are back in the building. And today we got to talk about your girl, Kenya Moore and Drew SIDORA. They're having a little sit down, an epic face off that turns into a what? It turns into a sing-off. Yes, indeed. Listen, we got to talk about it, but we also got to talk about your girl, Jen Shah, okay? I'm sending out the message to the texting community to let them know that we are live. And let me send it out real quick. But if you guys are in the chatterization, let me know if you guys can hear and see me clearly. I want to see where you guys are watching from. I see some of my favorites in the building. Yes, a sing-off. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Shreveport, Louisiana. Ow, 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 ow. I see y'all. Oh, good. You got the message. Okay. We got some things to talk about, y'all. Y'all know a lot of times when I'm doing stuff on my channel, I am, operating fast and furious, right? I'm going to let y'all know that. I be going like boom, 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 a mile a minute. I'm going to slow it down a little bit today because I want to make sure I get you guys the information as best as possible. And I want to actually enjoy my time with you guys. A lot of times I don't want to feel like I'm rushing through everything and I don't really get to really sit down and see all the comments and stuff like that. So if you came here for the tea, just have some patience because we're going to get to it, okay? But I do want you guys to enjoy the process, and I want to enjoy the process as well. And I want to see where you guys are coming from. That's the benefit of going live, and I really love that. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start with the Jen Shah story. Okay, so first things first, you guys may recall Jen Shah wore this dress to the reunion, okay? Now, I'm going to leave this photo up here because I want to go into the story. Now, Jen Shah is in a lot of hot water right now for allegedly going ballistic on her stylist, Koa, okay? Now, Koa is responsible for some of Jen's looks, and we'll actually go through Koa's page when we actually get to it, so you guys can see the looks that he's provided for her, but I don't know if you guys happen to see the Biden dress that she wore. I think he's responsible for that. And so he's been helping her, from what I can gather, plot out a lot of the looks that she has been giving over the current season in terms of her promo and that sort of stuff like that. So we have that, but there's now audio of Jen blasting this man. Allegedly, it's Jen. Okay, let's say that it's alleged. Okay, I would play it here, but a lot of the sites that have been playing it have been sort of shut down. So I don't want to get into any issue with that. However, I am going to point you guys to a site where you guys can go and listen to the information for yourself. I'm going to point it to you right now. If you guys would give me 1 second. The site is Reality Von Tease 2. So you guys can go there and get the information. Let me pull it up on the screen so you guys can see it. All right, it's Reality Von Tease 2. So if you guys scroll down here, okay, to this page, right, to this post right here, you guys can hear the audio, okay? So we're going to come back to this in just 1 second. I actually just followed because I want to support. All right, so there we have that. So let me get back on the screen with Jennifer. Well, Jen Shah, I should say. So here's what's going on in the clip. And I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of what's going on with her. She's yelling at him, allegedly. She's saying, allegedly, honestly, Koa, this is insane. You need 20 more people. Like, how many more people do you need to do one effing thing? One thing, then F it. I'm not wearing JXA. Send everybody home. I'm not wearing JXA. Now, JXA is the sort of fashion brand that Jen is, I don't know if she's a partner in or she owns. I'm not necessarily sure, but apparently Koa was one of the main designers for that brand. Okay. And if you guys did not know, Jen did a piece with BravoTV.com, or one of the major news outlets, where she talked about her reunion dress being sent to the reunion late, okay? Because you know they had to fly to New York, okay? And so when someone is making these dresses, it could take a long time to make these dresses and put all the little, you know, pieces together on it and stuff like that. So then she says, I'm like ready to effing, you know, we're gonna put on boxing gloves and I'm gonna beat the ish out of you in like 2 seconds. That's how pissed off, hurt, upset I am, okay? Now the alleged screaming continues. Do you know how many effing nights you were at my house and I was up at night because of your effing BS? Do you? Okay, guess what? Do I blame you and say it's your fault? Hey, Bravo, it's Koa's fault. It's his fault. No, it's my fault. So own your effing ish, okay? Then she goes on to say nobody wants to be with a liar, and by mentioning the designer's parents, she says, how old are you, huh? How effing old are you? It's acceptable where you come from. Your parents taught you to be how to effing lie. You think anybody wants to be with an effing liar? This is going to affect you for the rest of your effing life and your effing reputation, your credibility, everything. How effing dare you do this to me? So it goes on and on from there, okay? Now, just a little bit of backstory. She did say in an earlier interview, she said, Koa was running to the airport to hand me the gown when I was getting on the plane because there's little tweaks along the way. With a custom gown, there's hundreds and hundreds of hours. Every little sequin, every little feather is sewn on, and it's very, very intensive. Okay, so we have her going off about this gown in that regard. Now, so apparently, this is what else is happening. This is the tea right here. This guy right here is allegedly the assistant to the designer Koa. Okay, so he apparently is posting this. He says something like, there are two kinds of people, those who do the work and those who take the credit. Try to be the first in the group. There is less competition there. So apparently now he is taking credit for the designs of the guy who actually did the designing. Okay, so this whole situation is real crazy. And now we have the actual designer, Koa, calling out Jen Shah, okay? He's got a lot to say about this situation as well, and he really goes in. And I'm just going to give you guys a little piece of this tea right here, and then we're going to move on to Kenya Moore and Drew SIDORA, because I know a lot of y'all really is itching for that, okay? Now, this is the designer right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see if it's pulled up on the screen. Yes, this is the designer Koa right here. Now, if you guys scroll down, you can see a lot of the looks that he provided for Jen Shah right here. A lot of things going on in this. Like, so he's really, you know, the person who has been out here doing a lot of the work behind the scenes. So he posts this. He says, I don't know who released the audio, but I'm glad they finally did, because now I feel like I can finally speak about my experience. I've been protecting this woman for way too long. Okay. He then says, let's state the facts. I was brought to Utah to design custom couture and gowns for Jen Shah. In 10 months I spent working, I have been verbally assaulted. I had to work all hours through the night, mostly unpaid. I had to tiptoe around a hostile work environment in an attempt to preserve my mental health and well-being. The last payment I received from my previous employer was in September, even though I continued working through January. Now that would be the reunion. Okay. He says, my art is the only thing that I have to show for my time here in Utah. What you are not going to do is come for that. Even in this situation has already been taken away from me. My creativity and my work is where I draw the line, and anyone in the art community would understand that. So he then calls out that assisting person. He says, did not design that piece. He holds trains. I designed them. Respect the difference. Let me tell y'all something. This is a whole mess. This is a whole mess right here. Jen. Okay, Jen. Let me bring you back up on the screen. Jen girl. Jen. Listen. Somebody needs a Coach Shah pep talk. Okay, Gina said it best. Nikki T says a lot of times designers do have assistants that sew and do the most of the work. Maybe she just get a new stylist. Don't think the insults were necessary. You know, it's a hard situation to, I think, really kind of navigate and understand what exactly is going on here. But what I will say is this, you know, you have to be really careful about, you know, one, let me say this. you got to be careful about how you treat people. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, regardless of how whatever is going on in your business and in your however you running your ship, you know, at any point in time, you cannot be the person who is being responsible for doing the yelling. You need to have somebody who is a manager who is managing the business affairs, right? So let me say this. Let's put it like this. Jen Shah should not be the person yelling at the design team, okay? It shouldn't be that. Because in any work environment, somebody could be doing the yelling, but it definitely should not be the person who is the face of the brand, i.e. Jen. Because at any point in time, somebody could be recording what she's doing. But beyond that, you take it a step further and you have to say this. Is this a pattern of behavior for Jen? You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, we saw it play out on the show. We saw it, and now we're having to hear it for ourselves, because I guarantee you go to that site, you're going to hear it for yourself. Now we have the audio of her yelling at her employees, allegedly. Okay, and we saw it happen on the show. It's like, girl, you got to calm down. You're going to have to calm down. You're going to need to do some self-reflection, but she won't even have the time to do that at this point now, because guess what? The season is starting. They've already started filming for season 2. Guess what? And you know what I think? I think this. I think that really a lot of times in situations like this, it's going to be a situation where any press is going to be good press, right? Although we know that's not always the case. But I feel like that may be how production or the network or whomever is in charge is looking at this situation. Oh, Jen Shah is allegedly acting out again. Oh, this is going to be good for the show. It's her back in the news. It keeps her in the headlines. You know, so who knows what the case may be with this situation. But what I will say is, you know, at the end of the day, girl, you got to start treating the people that you work with, you know, with respect, because ultimately, if these are the people who are making you look good, it's a way you can always get more bees with honey. And I get it. Sometimes as an employer, you have to lay down the law, but I mean, this ain't always the best way to do it. And now that we know that you have a pattern, okay, a pattern of behavior, we all kind of looking at you with a side eye, especially from, you know, how you handle things at the reunion. So, you know, girl, get it together. Get it together. All right, let's move on to Kenya and Drew. Listen, this thing took me by surprise right here. I had come back from the gym today, y'all, and I was thinking to myself, you know, what am I going to talk about today? Because, you know, I like to be able to jump on here and give y'all some good stuff. And I saw this exclusive clip that had just popped up out of the blue. Literally, it's fresh off the presses, fresh off the editing machine, as though you know we had to talk about it, okay? So let's get into it. Here's the thing. Kenya and Drew are sitting down for a little ponderosa to try to hash things out, but apparently it's not going to go too well, okay? Now, you guys may recall this little tidbit from the mid-season trailer where we saw the two of them going at it, and then we saw, you know, Drew offer to pay for half of the check. And then Kenya is like, only broke bees split the check. And again, I was offended by this because I was thinking to myself, I'm splitting the check if I'm going out with a group of people too. So, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But anyway, let's get back to the story. Okay. So some kind of way this sit down turns into a sing off. Let's get into it. Okay. So they're sitting down and Drew didn't think it was cool not to extend the kid invite to the rest of the group. She felt like Kenya has been guarded around her and not entirely open as well. So she says this: if I could have brought my daughter, why didn't you tell me or give me a heads up as I'm trying to open up and get to know you? This is what she says, okay? She says, I was asking you about your husband and your marriage, and I felt that there was this guard up. And so Kenya is like, Drew, that's not true. When it came to my husband, I did open up to you about it. But because of something we cannot even speak about, I don't know how to address you. So for me, okay, so that's what Kenya said. Now, let me hop back on the screen real quick. I want to point out the key thing that I want you guys to take away from here is this, and I want to know what you guys think it is. Kenya says, but because of something we cannot even talk about, I don't know how to address you. So what is the thing that the two of them cannot even talk about? Is it the subject of, Brooklyn and Mark and what's going on with that? Or was she referring to something that happened at the bachelorette party? What was the thing that that she can't talk about? So let's get back to the scene, okay? So she continues to kind of interrupt Drew. And at this point, Drew starts singing, "You're not letting me talk," okay? And so then in a confessional, okay, Kenya, she is like, "What in the world is this girl doing?" And she's like, "Drew, why the heck are you singing?" Okay, and so then, yes, y'all. You know what it kind of reminded me of? It kind of reminded me watching them go back and forth. It was almost reminiscent of Marlo and Charade going off on each other, making the bird noises back in Africa. Y'all remember that scene? That's what this reminded me of. I was like, what is happening here? So anyway, so then Kenya says, you took that to somehow mean I was not being open with you or whatever, because you asked me about one isolated thing that I could not talk about. I don't know what else to say. To me, it's a reach. So Kenya again alludes to the one isolated thing that she could not talk about. And I'm still trying to figure out what that one thing is. So Drew responds and says, I don't think getting clarity is a reach. I think clarity is clarity. Okay. So it's going to be an interesting sort of battle to really figure out where these two go from here. But I want to know from you, and this is kind of where I want to come back. I want to pop back up on the screen. And if anybody has any thoughts on this, I would love to see. Listen, Michelle says, don't sing, Richie. I'm not a singer. Listen, I'm giving y'all an example. Calm down. Calm down. Everybody calm down. Y'all know I love y'all. But let me ask y'all a question. And if you want to jump on the line real quick, y'all know how I'm doing. I'm inviting people to come and chime in real quick. We try to keep it at 3 minutes, y'all. Keep it at 3 minutes if you want to chime in. No cursey words either. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it clean and keep it cute. But I would love to know your opinion. What do you think it is that, Kenya is not able to talk about? Is it is it the divorce? Because to me, it seems like the divorce is being talked about. At least it's being talked about with her and her counsel. So I'm just trying to figure out what is the topic that Kenya cannot discuss. And then whose side are you guys on in this situation? Do you think that Drew was reaching, like Kenya said, or do you think that Kenya has up a guard with Drew? Let me know. I want to see what you guys have to say about it. And I love Drew too. And let me know what you think of Drew as an addition to this group. I am really excited about her at this point. I wasn't so excited about her in the beginning. Okay, we got Cody on the line. I'm gonna put in, let's see. Hopefully I'm not echoing. If I'm echoing, I'm gonna put in my headphones. But we're gonna add Cody, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat, Kiki.
Oh, hey. We got a little guest appearance, but she gone now. I look like one of Drew SIDORA's wigs right now, so I'm not going to say too much. But when it comes to, as you say, that good Kenya Moore, she's just doing too much this season. But at the same time, would we have any drama without Kenya? I mean, just like it was last year, it was so dry, Nene going on the apology tour, and this year we got, Strippergate and all that. It's just, if Kenya wasn't there to stir the pot, who's going to do it?
I agree with you 100%. I mean, we made, it gives us something to talk about.
Right.
Because otherwise,
talking about Drew's stale wigs, or Latoya Kenya's little flirtation, or Kandi's 14.
Oh, you froze on us, Cody. Hold on, let me get this. Let me say this while hopefully he can come back on the line. Allie, thank you for the super chat. Who says, mind you, she keeps talking about divorce that we don't even know the real truth behind. It's the only thing that gives her a real storyline. She's doing the entire most. All right. Hopefully, Cody will be able to come back on the line. All right. We're going to add in Philly Diva. What's going on, boo?
What up, bitch?
So what's your thoughts?
Okay, so am I frozen?
No, you good. We can see you.
Okay, so I feel that Cody was absolutely right. Kenya Moore has been getting this dry season popping. It's just been very, okay, I don't want to blame everything on, the panorama, but the only kind of interaction we got was with Porsha in the movement, which I appreciate, but at the same time, that was all we got. We don't get any relationship with Marlo and the nephews, which I would love to see. Especially now. Like, I really think we missed out on a moment getting Marlo and the nephews.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really wants to see Cynthia. And I'm not sure if I can say this on YouTube without getting you in trouble.
Okay, so don't say it.
Dry. Put the opposite of WAP would be dot. So she got dot energy. She got dot energy. Just very not fun, very boring. That's what they mean by the aunties. That kind of energy.
Okay.
Nobody really wants to see that. I love Kandi and I appreciate her for bringing the attention to the bachelorette party. But Kandi storyline brings that same dot energy. So I appreciate Kenya for what she's doing. I mean, the whole Strippergate investigation was it was a buzzkill. It was breaking girl code. And I am living for Drew Sidora this year. Like, who would have thought, she'd have came through with the good reads, with the, owning it, with everything. Like, she really, really came through. And I would like to see LaToya kind of stand up for what she thought was right, even though her and Kenya were cool. Yeah. And it would have been nice had Kenya just owned it in that moment. But since she didn't, now she looks silly. Like, it could have really been a teachable moment, earned her some good, I don't want to say some good press, but really some good press from after all the backlash she got from the whole investigation. Like, and I think the thing she can't talk about is the custody, because she can't talk about it. We don't see the baby face no more. We don't see Brooklyn's face anymore. She absolutely cannot talk about Mark Daly's child and how it relates to him on that camera. I know it.
I think you hit the nail on the head with that one, Philly Diva. Thank you so much for calling in.
Of course. Bye, guys. Guys, why we in the building?
Bye, boo. I want to shout out Jada, who says Ken brings the conflict to deflect from her marriage issues being on the show. Girl, bye. We got another super chat real quick who says, I want to see Porsha and Drew's relationship grow. I think there will be a bunch of fun together. As for Kenya, I think she's always reaching it when it comes to her confrontations. Fake beef alert. Thank you, Santane. Thank you so much for the super chat. And how you pronounce your name? Who we got in the chat?
Biadum.
Biadum. I like it. I like it. I like it. What's your thoughts?
So this is what I want to say. When it comes to Drew saying, Kenya is not opening up about her marriage, I feel like, and I know they're on a reality show, but I feel like if it's someone that you haven't necessarily, you don't really know the person and you're just coming to the circle, they don't have to open up to you if they don't necessarily want to, Mm-hmm. It's kind of like you're pressuring her to open this can and open herself up to you, but she really doesn't have to. I mean, we've seen Kandi take baby steps to get to know people as well. It's like you have to observe the person, and not everyone will get along. So I feel like she should just leave that side alone. And even when she's not opening up to you, we've seen the few jabs you've thrown at her, like, oh, if you open, maybe if you open your legs like this at home, maybe Mark would have left. So you're throwing those jabs and then you want her to open up. It's kind of like, which one is it? And then with the baby situation for the trip, I feel like if anyone really wanted their kids there, they would have made made it happen. Like, I'm bringing my kid regardless of what's going on, what rules we have for the trip. That's just how I feel.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting that Kenya tweeted that even after this whole debacle, they never brought their kids to the next trip. So it's kind of like, yeah. I guess.
And I wonder if there was a part of that was like maybe a little bit of mom guilt, because I think that it is probably understandable for a mom to want some time with her girlfriends. Mm-hmm. But I think then if someone is bringing their child with them, then I think a mom could feel like, now, wait a minute, hold on. Now, maybe I should have brought my baby too. So I think it maybe could have been a little bit of that. And I agree with you. I too am a very slow person to warm up to people. So like when I first meet somebody, I'm not just giving them all of me. I'm only gonna give them as much as I feel like they deserve in the beginning, right? Because I'm just getting to know them. So I can understand what you're saying.
Definitely. And I feel like I wish she had opened it up to Kandi, especially. And one more thing, I just wanted to talk about the stripper gay situation. This is just how I feel. I feel like with the stripper gay situation, I'm not judging anyone, but I feel like when you don't get along with someone and that person will throw you under the bus in that house, you should have been really careful with what you do. That's just how I feel. Because if I'm in a house and I know my teeth don't be spelled, I am not going to be doing anything in that house where I'm going to give that person ammunition to use it against me.
I understand you, bro. I understand you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Please call back in next time we do this.
Sure.
All right, cool.
Hey, Richie.
What's going on?
Hey, Sky Squad Detroit in the house.
Hey.
What this season? Okay, let me get this right.
Uh-oh.
1, if you want to get your freak on at a bachelor party, don't do it on a TV that's going to be nationally televised. And then when you getting checked on your behavior, you don't come through with it, but you're mad at the person who's checking you. Make me understand this. I didn't understand that at all. Everybody mad at Kenya, but Kenya doing what Kenya do. Okay.
You right.
She doing what she do. So I know you're gonna do this, so I'm not gonna do anything in front of you when you're gonna call me out on it. Come on now.
I agree with you on that. Ain't no way. I would be the person on the trip just watching in the background.
Yeah, just watching, observe. I'm going to observe. I'm a Capricorn. I'm not going to say anything to you. I'm just going to sit back and observe your behavior. That's what Drew should have did from day one. Instead of coming in, well, they fake. Nah, boo. You new to the group. It's your job to get along with them. They got to get
That's a good perspective.
Along with you. You supposed to come on now. If I mess with your personality, okay, I like you, okay. But I'm gonna sit back and take notes. Okay, this person does this or this. Damn, she just pulled me to the side to talk about her, but she ain't did nothing to me. Come on now, really. And you keep saying you Chicago. I know a lot of people in Chicago. Like, come on now. Chicago and Detroit are just the same. Like, come on. Okay, we keep it real. We're gonna tell you flat out. Either I mess with you or I don't. But you just new to the group. You ain't have no say so when you sitting at the table. Like, I don't like this fakeness. You on the first trip, boo. You ain't learned nothing from them yet. Really? I don't like this fakery. You just got on the bus. You ain't even got your transfer to get on the next bus. So why is you even saying anything? And if it wasn't for Kenya being her Kenya self, this would have been the driest season whatsoever. So people stop saying, well, why she do that? She doing what she's supposed to do. She's an antagonist. That's what antagonists do.
Yep, we talked about that.
Right. So ain't nobody else on the stage gonna come up and be the antagonist. If Kenya wasn't there, who's gonna do that? Marlo? No.
Marlo's not in that space. Marlo's not in that space no more.
No, she's not. She like the new kid. Okay, you just there. If we need you, we'll pull you out. But if we don't need you, just stay over there, boo. Just stay over there. And I would like to see them more develop with her nephews. I think it was great that she took in her nephews. That go a storyline right there.
That's an amazing storyline. I don't know why we're not getting more of that. I keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it until something changes, because I just felt like that's what people need to see.
Right. Because we have always done that growing up. If somebody in the family going through some hardship, y'all coming over to my house.
Yep.
And you a new family member. Okay, boo. But they're not delving into that, and that's wrong.
And that's how a lot of I don't want to say just in the black community, but in a lot of minority communities,
right,
and in a lot of other countries, this is how a lot of people live. And I think it's good to show that.
That's how you have 3 or 4 generations in one house.
Yep.
Exactly.
Welcome back, Cody.
Hey, Bernice.
What you got for us? Miss Bernice, I'm gonna leave you on the line with us real quick while we finish up with Cody.
Okay.
Miss Bernice, you made some really good points, for sure. Richie, my Wi-Fi kicked me off faster than they did Deshaun Snow. I'm sorry. The last day, well, when I got interrupted, I was saying, what we gonna talk about Kandi's 14th child, and the reason I think the thing Kenya doesn't want to talk about is her marriage with the girls, because I'm one of those ones that don't think she's married. That we never got to see the marriage certificate up close. How do we know that the marriage certificate she sent out wasn't photoshopped or doctored? The divorce proceedings keep getting withdrawn. He filed in New York instead of Georgia. If Mark's a businessman, he should know that if he's going to divorce Kenya, he's got to file in Georgia. So I think that's another red flag right there, that Kenya's not even married.
Well, I guess to me, the thing that was odd about the whole situation is that I'm trying to figure out why or how her attorney would be able to come on television and make a huge mistake like that,
right,
with not understanding what the maintenance was. To me, that was like, what?
That's some Bravo production behind the scenes stuff.
That didn't make any sense to me. Hey, I'm gonna leave y'all both on real quick. I'm gonna add on Terrence as our last caller. Hold on.
Okay.
Thank you, Richie.
What's going on, Terrence?
Oh, what's up? What's up? How you doing?
We doing good. What's your thoughts?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My thoughts on this whole situation is, I feel like Kenya is longing for some type of attention outside of her daughter. She's more into the whole loner kind of aspect in life. Because like her upbringing, like, yes, she had love in her life, but I don't know, like that's what I get from watching her. Like, you can see that she longs for a person to like feed off of and I see that and her antics kind of like, well, if I'm not going to get attention from somebody loving me, I'll just get it out of people who really, don't really care, and I get with my, my friends in the background.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that, because I kind of see the same thing with her. I said it's interesting that you say that, because I can kind of see the same thing with her. I'm gonna take y'all with me into another room because I got to get my charger. So y'all come with me. I'm still listening though. Question for y'all: do y'all feel like the rest of y'all feel like she's missing something in her life and that's the reason why she's acting out, or do y'all just feel like most of this is for the show?
It's for the show. Absolutely.
Most of it's for the show. I don't think most of it's for the show. Like some, yes, but not most.
You got reality, then you got reality TV. Kenya does reality TV.
And when she needed that bond with her mother, she didn't have it.
Yeah.
So she don't know how to really truly forge a friendship
But she did.
with another female. I'm sorry.
You know what, Bernice? I've been in a relationship like that. When you don't have your parents around when you're young, you don't know what unconditional love is.
Right.
And Kenya never had that.
Nope.
Now that she's got Brooklyn, that's everything to her.
I say that because she did have her life and she did have her aunt in her life. So she did have love in her life. You know, y'all are basing it off of like kind of her mom not being there. You know, she just didn't have love from her mother. So I wouldn't like go like, well, she never had it.
No, but your mother, that bond that the mother and the child have, she never had.
Right.
And that's essential for your growth. And she never had that. Your mother is your first teacher. She never learned.
Right.
The only thing she learned from her mother is like, I don't want to.
Bernice,
so she got abandonment issues. So her building that bond with another female is going to be difficult because she never got it from her mother. Your mother is your first teacher.
Absolutely.
And your father is there to teach you what a man's supposed to be. And the mother is there to teach you what a woman's supposed to be. She never got that from her mother.
You know what I think is cool though?
You're
and
right.
I hope that this really comes through for her. And I think I'm gonna end it on this because I feel like we've kind of touched on a lot of cool things that I can't wait for us to come back to in another discussion. Is that now she has Brooklyn. And so my hope is that whatever she didn't get from her own mom, she can now use those lessons and take what she got from her aunt and the other women that she did find growing along the way and put that into Brooklyn, because ultimately that situation with Mark is
it's toxic.
It don't even seem like he gonna be there in the child's life like that.
No. And you can see on her videos that because I follow her on Instagram, the videos that she had with Brooklyn. Brooklyn is bubbly. She is happy. She is safe. She never got that from her mother. So I don't think she's going to make the same mistakes that her mother made with Brooklyn. Because Brooklyn, she's bubbly. She's beautiful. She's secure. When you like that as a child, that means you're safe. She got safety from her mother. Kenya didn't get that from her mother.
Listen, y'all, I want to thank y'all for tuning in, for calling in. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Y'all know when I leave this thing and I do a live, I always leave with some new perspective. That's why I like doing this. So I want to thank y'all for that as well, because y'all contribute to my growth, as well as everybody in the comment section. So I appreciate y'all. With that being said, I hope y'all call back in the next time we do this. Make sure y'all watching the shows this weekend. We got Bell Collective. We got Love and Marriage Huntsville. We got Real Housewives of Atlanta coming up. So make sure y'all tuning in so we can talk about them. With that being said,
Richie, can I ask you something?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You going to start doing the T.S. Madison experience?
I was going to, but I fell asleep. I was so tired yesterday that I fell asleep before it came on. I'm like sitting there trying to wait up for it because I thought it came on at 8. And then I was like, oh, this come on at 10.
Yeah. Well, she's doing an after show, so but we need somebody to review the shows, and who better to do it than you?
True. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, and I want to have a chat with her as well, because I just want to, I think it's what she's been able to do is so powerful.
Yes.
And, you know, it just, I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. So
we all are.
Yes, I love her and all her fabulousness. You're like,
I'm gonna do what I can to support that. So I'll be on it. But thank you for asking me that, because I think it's important as well. With that being said, y'all, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.
Okay, kiddo.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.